Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. You know what we have not done in a long time? And with the streak at 0, it makes a lot of sense. We have 146 goddamn Eden tokens. Let's play as Eden. We start with Hookworm, the Shears, and Mask of Infamy. 1 red HP, what day is this day? And 2 Spirit Hearts. You won't have the same items on spawn that I do. Bibby 4YVE. You won't have the same items on spawn, but you can have some fun with it regardless. Look, everyone's gonna hate this, but I'm gonna drop Hookworm. You get what you ask for, you know? Oh, Northern Lion, learn all the freaking mechanics of the game. But wait, don't drop Hookworm. Hookworm's fun. No, okay. I'm creating a straw man argument there, and I apologize. That's a really good get for us. Truth be told, if this was a room that actually had a real problem for us, I probably would have used the Shears. How do I feel about this Eden start? It's good. I mean, you start with low HP, but we've been able to supplement that with 1 extra Spirit Heart, which is fine, and the Shears is genuinely one of the best spacebar items in the game, and I mean that, like, 100% sincerely, not just, like, you know, paying it lip service, like, it's actually really, 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 really good. The damage that the Shears do is enough to scale and take out late-game bosses fairly easily. Rotten Baby, not fairly easily, but you know what I mean. Easier than it would be if we just had what we had going on here. Also, the fact that Spirit Hearts continue to drop seemingly endlessly is pretty awesome. Rotten Baby is, again, one of the best items that you can possibly get from item rooms, short of the truly, you know, creme de la creme, mom's knife kind of stuff that you can get in there. 2020. I'd rather have 2020 than Rotten Baby, but I'd rather have Rotten Baby than almost any other baby in the game. You know what might be the first, like, Binding of Isaac top 10 video I do if I do one? Like, top 10 familiars. Because I think there's a lot to be said about them. We'd have to come up with a definition of familiars. Like, for example, does Dark Bum count as a familiar? I sort of think it does. If that case is true, then Bum Friend must count as a familiar. I think that's fair as well. But if you're going just for familiars that have baby right there in the name, man, this has been a good floor. If you're going for familiars that just have baby in the name, I think you gotta go Rotten Baby first. Little Brimstone does not have baby in its name. Little Brimstone's probably, it's maybe a cut above Rotten Baby, but Rotten Baby's good as well. The thing about Rotten Baby is that, you know, Rotten Baby is like pizza. It's always good. You can always go for a Rotten Baby. Little Brimstone, a little bit more like sushi. You know, sushi can be fantastic. Some people might also say sushi is even better than pizza, but you're not always in the mood for sushi. You know, you can eat pizza when you're sober, you can eat it in the morning, you can eat it when you're drunk, you can eat it when you're hungover, you can eat it late at night, you can eat it as for you warm it back up, you can eat it cold, it don't matter. You can eat it fresh, you can eat it 6 hours, it's been sitting in the box on the kitchen table, nobody wanted the last piece, I'm hungry enough to take it now. Sushi is a little bit more, I'm not gonna... I'm protesting bad items. If bad items show up, I'm not even going to pick them up anymore because I think that just encourages them, you know? It's like I'm negotiating with the items. Like, fine, I'll give you a little bit of attention, but just don't show up again. And then they show up again. So I'm just going to say no, you know? I'm going to try to nip this in the bud. With sushi and with Little Brimstone, you got to be a little bit more, well, it's a little bit more of a situational thing. Not to say that it's a super niche food like, oh man, I don't know if I could eat stomach sushi right now, but... sometimes you just don't feel like sushi. Even when you don't feel like pizza, you feel like pizza. I might have a problem. In any case, this run is amazing so far. There's really nothing that I can complain about except for the fact that I can't open that tinted rock right there, which could take us almost, or that one right there, which could take us almost all the way to the HP cap, which, to be honest with you, is just goddamn ridiculous considering how early we are in this run. But we'll have Shears lined up perfectly for our boss fight here. We're going to be fighting the Haunt. Shears against the Haunt is a pretty good combination for us. Even if it takes a little while for Shears to actually, you know, get up to speed and figure out who it's supposed to be attacking. Well, for us to get it up to speed and figure out who it's supposed to be attacking, I guess. We should not do that because it makes it too easy for the Haunt to get out of the way. Good. More HP now. Let's trade some of it away. Is this going to be a super overpowered run? As of right now, it doesn't really appear that this item room is that good for us, but I will take Guppy's head and then put it back down. I think Shears, as you can see, yeah, we'll just go, even though we could go to the shop on this floor. Boss Rush is a little bit more valuable. If we can save a little bit of time, Like, we're missing out on one big room and probably a good opportunity to actually get access from the shop, but 80% of the time that we spent on this floor probably would have just been spent backtracking, so if we can lose some of that meaningless time and have a better chance to get the boss rush, I would like to. This is very much a do as I say, not as I do type moment, because probably if you want some tips in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth, one thing I might say is absolutely explore everything that you have the opportunity to do to get as many consumables as possible. You know, if we'd gotten a little bit more exploration done there, we might have been able to open up some of those tinted rocks, probably get more spirit hearts, maybe even a small rock or something like that, but I can live with it. Anyway. Okay, this is another tip I would give you. Always go to the curse rooms. Cough, cough, Nick, cough, cough. Ceremonial robes for free is an awesome pickup. Takes us to the HP cap and gives us a little bit of extra damage. This is an incredible run so far. Did I have a point with that whole sushi versus pizza thing? Yes. Rotten Baby, always useful. Little Brimstone, sometimes you don't have the kind of tiers where you want to charge Little Brimstone. Like, sometimes you want to actually sacrifice your own tiers in order to get Little Brimstone charged and make it as effective as possible. But sometimes you have great tiers and you fire rapidly and you don't want to stop firing to make Little Brimstone. That sucks. Luckdown might actually be one of my least favorite stat downgrades, which was not true in vanilla. Let's just put it that way. Crack this open. That seemed to be good use. We basically made 2 cents on that, which is not really what I was hoping for out of the golden chest, but at least it breaks us even here. Whereas Rotten Baby, in contrast to Little Brimstone, is always useful. I'm just going to let the flies take care of this, yeah. And we'll just, this is not the fastest way to handle this, but it is one of the ways to handle this. And we should have enough money to make our shop happen here. I'm really hoping as well that we have a good opportunity. Oh, very stupid of me, but we got lucky with Mask of Infamy there. With high luck, I think you're supposed to blow up as many mushrooms as possible. We don't have high luck, though. Oh, but that's excellent for us as well. No pills at all, but at least we had a chance there. Alright, so Shear's going to be doing its dirty work again. Of course, I believe that, I can't believe we didn't get hit there. Very happy to get Torn Photo now that I realize that it's actually good. And hopefully we can roll with Lump of Coal here, but, what was I going to say? Oh, Little Brimstone, I believe, kind of has a set amount of damage, whereas Rotten Baby, the flies scale with your damage, which also, in some situations, means that Rotten Baby might be universally better. But anyway, those are the two, like, offensive familiars that I think come closest to greatness, really. Rotten Baby and, Little Brimstone. Apart from that, I'm trying to think of the other familiars that are good. Demon Baby is still pretty good. I would put it a cut below Rotten Baby and Little Brimstone, though. What else do we have? So Sister Maggie, Brother Bobby, Ghost Baby is probably my least favorite. Harlequin Baby is okay. Rainbow Baby has more tier effects now, which I think actually makes it better. The new tier effects are fairly solid, I think. Is Key down here? No, Penny. It's alright. We're going pretty quickly, so I'm going to actually take a little bit of time to backtrack on this floor. Plus, we haven't been to our item room or our shop, or our secret room for that matter. I'm not very diligent about going to secret rooms anymore, but in my own defense, the whole reason I went to secret rooms as much as possible in vanilla was because of the fact that they almost always had money. If they didn't have money, there's like an equal chance that they would have an item or that they would have like a fortune teller or a slot machine. That's the worst outcome. You don't really want a fortune teller or a slot machine unless you do, but they paid out with money so often that was kind of just like visiting the bank, whereas secret rooms are a lot more variable now. We will fight in this room. We got 3 spiders, which will at least make the room easier. Got a luck down pill. With this much money, it would be awesome to buy PhD. There's a lot of things that it would be awesome to buy, but PhD is one of them, I should say. And we're doing enough damage to fairly easily take out these enemies. You know, the shot speed tiers upgrade from Torn Photo is pretty solid. 2 Lovers cards is just comical at this point. And a speed upgrade, which I'll actually be totally fine with. I think we could conceivably do this entire run without taking red heart damage that isn't from a Demon Judgment, a Blood Bank, or a deal with the devil. Alright. We get Anarchist Cookbook. That's another terrible item, but it is hard to complain about how this run is going. We're 8 minutes in here, done with the 3rd floor, and we get the Bible, and this is just a terrible shop, all things considered. Basically, we traded a key for a penny here. I'd prefer not to think of it that way, but that's kind of how it ended up getting parsed. This should be our secret room. Yes. No. Wow, okay. Our secret room, then, shouldn't be there, so it should be in the one that's below You know, if you look at this like a 3, it would be in like the bottom crook of the 3 here. So I'll... You know, we've already invested 1 bomb. Doubling our investment to actually get something in return might be an okay idea. Kind of gambler's fallacy in action there, and yeah, it didn't really work out. Let's triple our investment. This time we got missing page, which is not very good, but 3 bombs for missing page is a terrible deal. If you saw a missing page on the ground and you could make bridges that would cost 3 bombs to get to it, you would say, no, and you would move on. But unfortunately, we didn't know that until it was too late. Item rooms early on. Here we get 10 extra bombs. It's an okay item. Truth be told, like, we're still largely getting carried by a couple of things. But it's not item rooms. Having shears early on has been an enormous help. Getting ceremonial robes for free. Getting torn photo just now. And getting Rotten Baby. I mean, Rotten Baby did come from our first item room, so there is that. But mostly, we've kind of just been coasting on the way that we've started here. We've also had great consumable drops. I can't pretend that we have not. Red hearts and black hearts have been out of control. Well, the black hearts are from ceremonial robes, of course, but still. So we're absolutely going to visit every curse room. We do have 1/3 of the equation for Guppy. Store credit is well worth taking. It's not like we have anything that's really replacing it right now. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was good. And out of that, we got 3 cents, and we're going to lose, like, 2 hearts total. That sucks. But store credit does allow us to take deals with the devil for free. Or is that credit card? Why are there 2 items that are so similar? There's no words on it. This is kind of a rough draw for me in terms of the layout of this room. If we could fly, it would be a little easier. But again, you know, this is the worst that we faced over the course of this entire run, and it is not bad at all. So we're just going to take a little damage, get a little money. We can obviously get this red heart and then go gamble it away. We're doing fine on time, so I don't mind doing this, and I would love to get the blood bag. I would love to just get more money as well to guarantee us more shops in the future, but for now, let's keep moving. I would be very surprised if we didn't get a deal with the devil on this floor. Very much hoping, of course, to get Godhead on our item room. I think in the last episodes, I was like, oh, we're only missing the mind now. I was wrong. And by the Godhead, by the way, I mean D100. My mistake. Paralysis, not very good. If we could get D100 on these item rooms, that's one of the other items we're missing. I think we're only missing those 2, the mind and the D100. I might be mistaken, we might have had the body. No, we've had the body on a non-seeded run. I know we had it once on the NLSS, but I couldn't remember whether it was my seed or Nick's seed. But we've had the body once, like 4 or 5 runs ago, so... We've had the soul, like, a couple runs ago, maybe just 1 run ago, actually. And then... I totally forgot we had this lover's card. Could have had a much more efficient play of this blood bank, but it's okay. So basically, it's D100 and then, like, a couple of other things... like the mind, and then Meat Boy to get Real Platinum God as well. Which is gonna be probably the last thing we unlock, to be honest with you. Just because it's such, like, it's based on such minute probability of it actually happening. Alright, so we will... Yeah. We'll take Whore of Babylon, because then we're gonna take Satanic Bible. And I think the smart money is on keeping Satanic Bible. Even though I've been loving the shears, our damage should be carrying us now, but we're going to keep Satanic Bible just to keep us in a good standing when it comes to HP. Satanic Bible, one of the best items in the game. In my opinion, one of the best spacebar items in the game. I hate to replace... That was terrible. I hate to replace a good offensive item with a defensive item, but at the same time, this is the gamble, right? By doing this, I only had 2 options. Like, the 2 options are basically take nothing, or take Whore of Babylon and Satanic Bible. Why take nothing? Well, if you take Whore of Babylon, you want to actually get use out of Whore of Babylon, and we would not have been able to do that if we didn't take Satanic Bible, because we would have had too much HP left. So, I figured we'd double down on, like, real, like, tier damage here, and we'll take Satanic Bible with us. A little bit more of a boring loadout, but also, definitely more of, like, a survivable, strong loadout as well. I got lucky those guys didn't bounce off in my direction there. This is, honestly, I'm okay with this. This might not seem like a very good haul for us, and truth be told, I guess it's not, but it's okay. So we continue to up our damage. If we can keep doing that every single floor, I would love it. No longer do we have really ambitious goals of becoming Guppy, but we don't need to become Guppy to win on this run. Pretty much, we don't need anything else to win on this run. It would just be helpful to come across stuff like batteries and like charges on the ground. And, you know, I wouldn't be mad if we picked up the battery or 9 volts. I guess the battery wouldn't be very worthwhile with Satanic Bible because we're probably going to use it all the time anyway. That's not true. If we were at full HP, we might choose just to store 2 Satanic Bible charges instead of 1. That could be good. But anyway, I'm not really getting ahead of myself. I'm just getting mired in kind of like bullshit theory crafting that doesn't actually matter. Because we're in a fantastic position for the Depths Part 1 right now. Hopefully we snag a couple more deals with the devil. We're at 13 minutes. Boss Rush Room is definitely going to be on the table. I love these Eden runs. It forces you to play outside of the box a little bit. How often do you get the shears on the first floor? Like once every 150, 200 runs maybe? If that. And the shears is so good. Mind you, you can get totally fucked as Eden too, but... we got a very lucky get here, followed by a series of very lucky gets, largely in terms of consumable drops. These are probably my least favorite champions, honestly. I take damage more against the champions that explode, but the champions that constantly shoot are super freaking annoying. And I'll be the first to admit that I have not done very well from a not taking damage standpoint on this floor. We're going to crack some of these open. Hopefully get some tarot cards or some Ghost Babies or something. I don't really want Ghost Baby, but if we get Ghost Baby, that means we can't get Ghost Baby again. Which would save me from possibly finding it on a deal with the devil, which would be a little bit, you know, I wouldn't feel so fantastic about it. Probably wouldn't take it unless we picked up an HP and wanted to lose it on the deal with the devil. That is where the risk of this run comes in now. If we get HP from bosses or from other sources, but boss is probably the most common, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to take it and hope that we get a deal with the devil that allows us to trade that away instead of our precious spirit hearts, or are we going to not take it and maybe trade away 3 spirit hearts on a deal with the devil instead? Probably the latter, just because the damage from Whore of Babylon is so integral to our success right now. I'll take number 1. A lot of people dislike this decision. Range is still fairly solid. And I love the tiers upgrades. I love firing as quickly as possible. Soy milk, sometimes a very noteworthy exception there. Yes, credit card. We can only buy 1 thing for free. I honestly, I don't really, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop both of these. And then I'm going to go in here and pick up the spirit heart for money. And then I'm going to pick up the credit card. I mean, we probably should take the lover's card, but I'm making a statement, okay? I'm not going to take it. I picked up the credit card again, or the store credit, and we're going to walk out. Because I would rather use this in a different situation. Like, for example, on a deal with the devil, that would be awesome if it does work like that. Can't remember if it was store credit or credit card. That's the magician card, because it always is, weirdly enough. Not sure if that's a glitch or some kind of inside joke that I'm just not privy to. We're at full HP. And we're going to be fighting the Cage, who is a absolute pain in the ass. Just a total dick. We're about halfway through the fight, though, and I have performed pretty well. The Cage is kind of like Mega Fatty in that if you can kill him quickly, that's like a really encouraging sign for your run. Actually, 1 Cage isn't so bad, except that he's very tanky. It's 2 cages, 3 cages that get super annoying. I don't really care about Pageant Boy at all. And, okay. If we take 9 lives, I think this is a weird situation where we actually want to take neither of these. So if we take 9 lives, it'll actually give us HP, which I don't want. So I think I'm just going to roll with what we have. And this might be a mistake. I realize that we are 1/3 of the way to becoming Guppy, so this would take us 2/3, and we'd have a very, very good chance of becoming Guppy, at which point our damage from Whore of Babylon wouldn't matter very much, because we would, you know, be Guppy. But at the same time, I really don't want this HP. We'll probably find some way to trade it away, but why take the risk is my thinking. And if we got a Guppy item, I'm not going to be sad about it, you know? We knew the risks going in, and we're gonna choose to play it this way instead of this way. Moon card. I'll try to do what I often do, which is use this special card to teleport out of... Yeah, I'll check this out. Use the special card to teleport out of the boss rush room after snagging an item. I really... I know that people are into the boss rush room to some extent, but my goal in the Binding of Isaac community is to be the guy who's like, you know, cheesing the shit out of the boss rush room isn't just for the Cobalt Streaks and the Richard Hammers and the Biz Snaps and the, you know, eye Caspers and everyone else out there. This is for the every man and woman as well. You know, you get in there, you snag an item, you never know. That could be very helpful. It could also be total shit, but you very rarely have to fight in the boss room, or boss trap room, if you don't want to. And if you do want to fight in the boss rush room, that typically means that you're strong enough to fight in the boss rush room. Or at least you should be if you're making that decision. But anyway, we'll talk about that in my 8-part program. You can sign up right now over at twitch.tv/northernlion. Thank you for Dry Baby. This is the definition of my baby. Lying in bed in the sun, baby. Doesn't really make any sense, but any chance I get to sell 5 copies of the 3 EPs by the Beta Band, I will take. Poop. Look, item rooms haven't been stellar for us, like an Incubus song. That's okay, though. Thank you, Dry Baby. I appreciate that. Again, this is like the worst store credit. I don't even want to buy anything in there this time. Maybe the battery, but... or like the charge. Need a better name for those. Like the temporary rechargeable battery. Doesn't really make any sense. Every item in Isaac has a rechargeable battery if you think... well, every active item has a rechargeable battery if you think about it. Or if you don't think about it. Oh, we gotta kill the zombies first. And then you're very easy. I don't want that. I came very close to picking it up because I still have that terrible habit from vanilla. It was a terrible habit in vanilla too, but the terrible habit of like walking over consumables as soon as they drop without even looking at them. Please tell me this is the correct way to get to our boss rush room, and our boss room for that matter. Because if not, we might find ourselves a little bit tight on time. It's not the end of the world, but good. We should be more than fine. I always overestimate how much time it's gonna take, but you know, you only have to be wrong once for it to be real annoying. Blue Mom. Apparently we did some damage. Rotten Baby sniped one of the feet before it even came down. Fine by me. It would be nice if you can get like a supercharged Rotten Baby that actually generated like 1 fly per every interval as opposed to just like 1 fly at a time. Because that's the only thing that holds it back from being like a AAA item. Not that everything has to be a AAA item in Isaac. It would basically like be like having a portable guppy, only you wouldn't be able to fly. It would be able to fly. And it's already probably a little bit too powerful, which is a good thing. I'm glad that there are items that are too powerful in Isaac. But it would be so awesome if it spawned more flies. Of course. Alright. Easy fight. We got 5 Spirit Hearts there, which means that we should probably duck in here first. Absolutely pick up the Pentagram. And then we'll pick up... I'm going to take the Polaroid. I know we should do Darkroom, but we're at a 0 streak, so I can take whatever the heck I want. There is a Tinted Rock in there as well. That's Triple Shot, so I'm going to take Triple Shot, and then I'm going to teleport out. And we'll pick up a couple of keys for free. And then there was a Tinted Rock back there. I would mostly like for this to be Small Rock. And if it's not Small Rock, that's fine. If it is Small Rock, even better. Cool, we're going down to the next floor. We got Triple Shot, we got Pentagram, and we're still at the HP cap. Feels good. The only other thing that I was thinking of there was Triple Shot, Strange Attractor, which I was like, ooh, I don't think we really want Magnetic Tears right now. It could be a little risky. And there was one more that I thought I was thinking about taking. It wasn't Notched Axe, it was the other one. I don't know what it was, though. I can't remember now. That's alright, though. I think we made the right decision. Triple Shot is... honestly, we might as well use this right now. Triple Shot, I wouldn't necessarily say is... underrated or overrated. I do think it's the worst of the tiers modifiers that like multiply your tiers. 2020 might be the best, in my opinion. I'm coming around on 2020, and I've always liked it, but I'm coming around on it as like a maybe the premier one because it doesn't cause you to take a tiers downgrade. Mutant Spider causes you to take a tiers downgrade, but you also get 4 shots instead of 3. Triple Shot causes you to take a tiers downgrade, I think, but you get 3 shots instead of 4. Also, our range has gone way down, I think, which is a little risky. But we get one more deal with the devil. This will be our last one. And yeah, so I think I'm going to take a little Brimstone here. For the extra range, I'm not going to take the nail because Satanic Bible's already kind of like the nail. We don't get the damage upgrade with Satanic Bible, but we get black hearts instead of blue hearts. So it's a trade. I think it's a trade that works out fairly well for us, though. Little Brimstone is something that augments or compensates for the fact that we have low range from number 1 in Triple Shot. And Does decent damage in its own right, and is just a nice pickup. Plus, for 3 Spirit Hearts instead of 2 Red Hearts, how can I complain? Although I have heard some speculation that in the newest patch, which is probably not the newest patch by the time you're watching this video, but in the newest patch, some people have said Little Brimstone has gone back to being a 1-heart charge, or 1-heart deal with the devil, as opposed to a 2-heart deal with the devil. Look, I'm easygoing. I'm fine with that change, but I do think Little Brimstone was almost always worth it for 2 hearts. But I understand that not everybody might have been of that opinion, and, you know, the most important thing is that the people who are actually designing the game, you know, take a look at, you know, whatever data and feedback that they have, and they go, ooh, you know, people are dying a lot more thanks to this Little Brimstone change. And that's a little bit more than we were intending. That's alright, though. Maybe it is still 2 hearts, and those people just had some weird thing where they only went in with a certain amount of HP. You know, Isaac does have some, or Rebirth specifically, does have some weird stuff like that. Like, if going into a curse room and then exiting it would kill you, it will always pay out with Spirit Hearts, I believe. Something along those lines. Or an item that gives you Spirit Hearts. There's some cool stuff like that working on behind the scenes that I still have not completely internalized. So I'm still scared shitless of curse rooms whenever I think that they would kill me. Yeah, we can afford to do this as far as I'm concerned. We broke even, mostly. Lost a black heart, picked up a blue heart instead. That's alright. And all we have to do is get to the chest. We don't need to get carried on the chest. We're already quite strong. But it wouldn't hurt to pick up some more synergies. You know what might be nice is honestly like a Roid Rage. Normally an item that you kind of shit on because it's not that good, but in fact, you know what? I don't even want Roid Rage. I would actually be okay just getting, like, Mom's panties or something like that. Mom's lipstick. Oh, fuck that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's, I really should have used store credit, apparently. But that's, Dry Baby play right there saved my life. Thank you very much, Dry Baby. That was not me. That was Dry Baby. Devil card's pretty good. There was a familiar amongst those, or not a familiar, but a champion amongst those flies that was sucking people in and had like a little tractor beam effect going on, and it was making it very difficult for me to get away, and then I was like, oh shit, the red poops are blocking everything, I'm not gonna be able to get away from them. It was looking kind of scary, but then Dry Baby just smoked the shit out of all of them at the same time. Much appreciated. Yeah, I would totally welcome just like a single, thank you very much. I would totally welcome just a single range upgrade at this point. Like, it might seem like our range is okay, but it's because I'm moving in the direction that I'm firing for the most part. You know what? I think I might underrate Dry Baby slightly. And that's a weird thing to say because I like it. But I'm really, really liking it right now. And I'm feeling like our damage could be a little stronger, but it's strong enough to win the game, but it's not strong enough to make It's not strong enough to make me stand up and say, you know, take notice of it and stuff like that. I think we've maybe gained like 1 heart on this floor, so I am taking an opportunity to look for tinted rocks, but I don't even see any of the rocks that typically become tinted rocks here. It's unfortunate. We're gonna be a little slow. Yeah, we didn't get to skip past that part. It's been so long since I've had Mom's Knife or Brimstone, and I'm not complaining because we've had some good runs in the interim period, but it feels like it's been a little while since I've had those, you know, truly gangbuster items. This is good. We sped up towards the end of this fight for sure. Lucky us. We are going up, and we'll be able to see our HP. It's been a very quick run. How can I complain about our damage? For 24 minutes and we're already on the cathedral, right? It's ridiculous. HP is good. Wouldn't actually be surprised if we can actually make our HP higher than this by the end of this floor. Something about the cathedral, it tends to be, oh well, that's a bad start. It tends to be a little bit easier, or I perform a little bit better on it. Oftentimes. Oftentimes. Now that damage we've taken right off the start here is not very strong. I don't know what baited Monstro 2 into that laser attack there. A little bit ill-advised. As his counsel, I would advise him to stop that bullshit and maybe start trying to, like, actually get some attacks done here. The real danger on this Isaac fight, and it's the reason we'll be using the Devil card, but the real danger on this Isaac fight is our range is so low that we're going to have to get right up in his grill, which is only truly scary during the first part of the fight where he's firing a lot of shots and generating flies. After that, it becomes a little bit more predictable. We could just use a little brimstone, but that's a long fight that I, you know, for someone with nothing to think about. For someone with nothing to talk about, I suppose. Alright, you should be dead. Rotten Baby holding it down. We got a nice little triumvirate here. Me, Rotten Baby, and little Brimstone working together. Feels good. There's no excuse for that damage right there. I do not see Tinted Rocks. The Devil card should make the Isaac fight a little bit better. Not that it's that bad to begin with. Now, hopefully I've learned my lesson on this room. Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. There we go. We were fighting a champion before, but that's no excuse. Come on. Just some batteries on the ground, please. Looking like a fool with your charges on the ground. Hey! Okay, so we're not going to take it just yet. We're going to take it in a couple of rooms. Sometimes if you just embarrass yourself, the game sees fit to actually give you some items, so I appreciate that. Oh, we have not been here. That's alright. Thank you, Dry Baby. Made things a lot easier on me. And one more room complete. Lots of Lokis happening here. One more room complete will mean that we can go pick up that charge, and that'll be a net gain of 2 hearts instead of, well, never mind. Net gain of 1 heart. Really should not be taking any damage against Loki, but to get hit 2 or 3 times on this floor is kind of embarrassing in particular. Don't spawn a fly, please, okay? It ended up working, but a little scary. At least we're still at the same level of HP that we started this floor with. I think overall on this run I've played relatively well, but there's been some, you know, some slight sloppiness, I'll admit. Working the cobwebs out, it is my first run of the day. This room shouldn't be too bad. Wow, I got stuck on that rock. That's totally my bad. You know, credit where credit is due. That rock tripped me up a little bit there. I thought I was going around it, ended up getting stuck on it. It only takes like a half second of a mistake to really throw you for a loop here. Don't like this room. This is what I get for being a little cocky about the cathedral. If we can kill the greeds first, or at least before we get too, you know, worried about dodges here, that would be awesome. Actually, Little Brimstone is making it so Fistula is way easier than I thought it would be. Not that Fistula is normally hard, but the Little Brimstone does like just enough damage. I don't see any Tinted Rocks. Does like just enough damage to make it so that the Fistula parts are super easy. Good, good. Playing a little better now. Red chests, 1 golden chest. You know, I'm tempted, actually. I think I'm gonna do it. Let's give it a... Yeah. I regret this decision. But we might get a consumable at the end of it anyway. Let's pick up Satanic Bible, because we can at least, you know, benefit from getting a charge out of that. The bosses we're fighting should be relatively easy. I think we fight Double Monstro after this. Or Peep. One of these days, I'll remember it, I swear to God. Not Mega Fatty, not Mega Fatty. Alright, Double Monster. I was right, okay. I had no confidence in myself, but I ended up being right. It was largely just a guess, but still. Thank you, Dry Baby. I was gonna say, making it so one of those monsters nearly dead. Good stuff. Easy fight. Get a 6th of a black heart as a comeuppance there. And we don't have to see Bob's Rotten Head on the chest. I mean... That's not that much of a coup for us, but it's something. And this should be a win, but I'll admit that there's a margin for error here. Oh, thank you, Dry Baby. I like to, you know, show my appreciation. Thank Dry Baby every time it fires, because it actually is helping out so much. And there's a curse room. This might be the first time that we say no to the curse room. Now, Rotten Baby, a fairly nice kind of like scythe defense shield here. Little Brimstone actually occupies kind of a similar niche. I wish I had like a single orbital so the permanent Polaroid invincibility was a little bit more meaningful, but it's all good. We broke even on that room, technically. Very long floor here. Dry Baby sorting some shit out for me. I appreciate it a great deal. We'll continue moving on. It's the same room, only in triplicate this time. Oh, it very, very nearly took damage there. Now, all of these guys should be like 1 Rotten Baby fly away from death, as far as I'm concerned. Or maybe if you're off screen, you don't get hit by the Dry Baby Necronomicon effect. I don't know. Finally. Why come to this room? That's a very good question that you're asking me that I don't have an answer for. I guess I thought that maybe we could just walk in here and it would be, like, all good. Like, there'd just be spirit hearts all over the ground. It'd be fucking, like, El Dorado or something like that. But, truth be told, we did fine. We got another charge. Well, we got up to a half charge. And we picked up, things that are probably not going to be useful. But, hey, it is what it is. Isaac fight. Flies are going to be more damaging now. When possible, getting a little brimstone in there will help. Dry Baby doing its thing. Thank you, Mask of Infamy. Because sometimes I'm inept at dodging these Isaac shots. I think it's because they don't have an animation attached to them. So when Isaac shoots, I'm like, I don't expect the bullets to be coming. Because he doesn't, like, cry every time they show up. Dry Baby's so good at handling the riffraff that comes out here. This has been a very good boss fight. Boss fart? This has been a very good boss fight thus far. And we're just going to keep it up. Even when we're not in range of Isaac, Rotten Baby's always in range. Little Brimstone might, you know, we might get lucky and find him perfectly in sync with where he should be. And I think we could conceivably, well, I'm just going to spoil it for myself. I think we should conceivably get through this fight without getting hit. Thank you, Dry Baby. We'll make sure we go up here now. Alright. Now, we're not going to have a Devil card against Blue Baby. So we should be a little bit worried, but we also have 4 new fresh items coming. Hopefully, those items end up carrying us a little bit. We don't need a lot. We just need maybe like a slight little boost. Even the Rosary might be enough, but I would love to get some extra damage of some kind. That is extra damage, but it also is a bit tricky because it costs us our Whore of Babylon effect. So I think we have to, like, not take it. Because of the fact that it comes with HP, I think we're better off staying in our Whore of Babylon state. So really the only item that's going to be useful for us here is the Leech. Which is an okay damage familiar. We don't benefit from the lifesteal, but that's actually maybe a good thing for us. And it might seem like I'm making a mistake here, and I might be making a mistake, but I'm pretty sure the damage from Whore of Babylon is better than the damage from Stigmata. Now, it's not exactly like a zero-sum game like that, because we also have the added benefit of having the HP from Stigmata, but I think overall we'd lose permanent Polaroid invincibility for having that HP as well. It's probably best for us to stay in the state that we're in, which makes this actually a pretty terrible chest in terms of item generation, but I do think that if we picked up Stigmata, that might have actually spoiled our run. So I'm glad that I took some extra thought into it. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just go, ooh, damage upgrade, and pick it up, but I think in this case that would have been a terrible decision. Wheel of Fortune, so that's an item. Probably should have blown it up on the other room. That's Stompy, which doesn't do too much for us. We probably should have used it on the room with all the chests in it, just in case we got a Perthrow rune or something like that. We could have rerolled 5 things, but a relatively minor mistake, but a mistake that might make some difference nonetheless. We probably shouldn't have picked up Stompy either, just in case we got like 2 Perthrow runes, because we don't really stand to benefit at all from having Stompy, I think. There's no rocks. There's no words on it. Maybe in the secret room there's like mushrooms or something, but I might not even want to open those. Alright, Leech. You've really got to prove yourself, Leech. It's not your fault, but you're really the only, that was not very smart of me. You're really the only thing that we picked up on this floor that's, you know, intended to have any worth. Double gate room is not so bad. I know we took a little damage, but that's, you know, it's par for the course on the chest. You're gonna get hit sometimes. Learn to love it. Every heart of damage you take is a learning lesson. Wouldn't mind getting like another chest or something like that. You know, would it kill you? That'd be a little bit more generous. Good. This is good. This is how we scummed a lot of runs in vanilla. This very room is probably responsible for more wins in vanilla than any other room. Leech, fuck off. Don't touch Sloth. Sloth is like, he's our bastion here. The Fool. That's worthless, but we'll get him next time, Sloth. I hate this room. Absolutely. Double Mega Fatty. I mean, we're doing decent damage. It's funny how it starts, like, we're doing amazing damage, we're doing adequate damage, we're doing okay damage. Like, it just keeps getting worse and worse the later we get into the game without getting further damage upgrades. But, you know, these guys have a lot of HP. Maybe not as much as the gate, actually, now that I, you know, deal with it. But they could drop something amazing. Either way, we did pick up an extra black card from Satanic Bible. And there's our boss room. So double adversary room is just a pain in the ass, but we'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. The real bitch here is the brimstone attack. If we can just avoid that. Problem is, you gotta move constantly to avoid the brimstone attack. But by moving out of the range of one of the brimstone attacks, you move into the range of the other. Oh, come on. One of you's got to be close. This is actually going to be one of the more, kind of, I don't want to say suspicious, one of the more dubious kind of chest runs we've ever had. 5 HP should be enough to beat Blue Baby. But it's possible I could bung it up. I don't have a devil card. Was there a better spacebar item in there that we could make good use of? I don't think so. It was like Tarot Cards, Book of Secrets, right? It's where it bears checking. Yeah, we already used that. I think we're best off just kind of going for broke here. I don't know where the secret rooms might be, but I figured it's worth a check. Oftentimes, secret rooms do end up being close to the boss room here. That would have found it. Alright. Alright, we should be fine, and I would feel bad if we lost on this run, because we did pick up some pretty marquee items. But we didn't quite get carried to the point where you can say, like, oh, if you die, you have no excuse. But do I want to worry about having excuses? No, I just want to worry about, you know, beating the run if possible. Now, we've only been hit once. That's a good start. Unlike Isaac, I think Blue Baby tends to get a little bit harder as it goes along, but I would say my outlook has gone from optimistic to very optimistic over the course of the start of this fight thus far. Or the course of this fight. Dry Baby helping out a little bit, not doing crazy damage against the bosses, but at least making it so I don't have to deal with too many of his bullshit flunkies, and we're gonna be totally fine. Alright, maybe I was a little bit overly cautious there, but hey, it worked out. Thanks for watching. Now that we're done here. I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal, and of course subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.